So, the time has come, we have to leave the Isles of Scilly. As much as none of us want to leave, the weather is closing in the next couple of days, and if we don't get a move on now, we could get stuck here in some pretty tricky weather. So, as much as this is not what any of us want to be doing, let's head off. Now, we love a morning departure. To be able to watch the sunrise over a flat, calm sea as we departed the Isles of Scilly, that was something magical. Just when you think the trip can't possibly get any better, we were visited by dolphins. Now, seeing dolphins playing in your wash, swimming around your boat, out in the open sea, that really is a feeling that is hard to describe. And we were visited by not just one pod, but by about 7 pods as we travelled back across. We felt very lucky and extremely happy.
Where? Yeah, he's just there! Right down here! Just slow down.
Just look at it. There aren't really many words that can describe this feeling. Calm seas, beautiful weather, and dolphins playing around our boat. Jack and I spent a lot of the trip back thinking about all the amazing adventures we'd had on the Isles of Scilly. Luke was desperate to wash the boat after a week sat at anchor, so that's what he did. He rigged up a hose and enjoyed washing the boat. Also shows quite how calm the sea was. And then time after time we were visited by different pods of dolphins. The excitement just doesn't go of seeing dolphins from your boat. No matter how many times we saw them on our trip across, each time it was just as exciting as the last. A truly incredible experience. We continued to have an incredible crossing and headed into Falmouth. We popped up, got some fuel, and then got a mooring buoy for the night. After a lovely night on a mooring buoy in Falmouth, we were woken with a lovely cup of tea and coffee made by Jack, which was a fantastic surprise. And we headed across in the dinghy to get some food supplies and to get some new fishing gear. We don't have much luck when it comes to fishing, so we wanted to give some new gear a try. We had beautiful calm seas, lovely weather, and on our way round to the Helford,
Look at the size of that mackerel!
Not just any mackerel, this was a whopping one. It was 34 centimetres long. Huge. So we picked ourselves up a mooring buoy up the Helford and off we went to explore. It is an absolutely stunning river. So we woke up to a rainy, drizzly day, but we were determined to go and explore this incredible village. Absolutely beautiful. We enjoyed a walk around before we let go of the mooring and headed up to Fowey. We were very lucky again with incredibly calm seas. So the boys decided to drop the rib and off they went on an adventure, leaving me to helm the boat at sea on my own. Thankfully it was extremely calm and there were no boats around us, so everyone was pretty safe really. It really was absolutely beautiful, but every time I looked over to Fowey, which is where we were heading, the storm clouds were building. We still pinch ourselves all the time that this is actually the life that we get to live. Thankfully, we both work very hard and it is a life we get to lead, and we are extremely grateful for that and the life that we get to give Jack. Not many 8-year-olds get to whiz around in a rib out at sea behind their boat. Very lucky indeed. Looking behind the boat, the weather looks lovely, but as soon as you turn around and look in front of us, not so nice. Thankfully the boys got the rib tied up before this hit. We just managed to get everything downstairs, and it is incredible how quickly the weather and the sea state can change. This was literally 5 minutes apart from each other. We went from really calm seas and sunshine to torrential rain, gusting winds, and white horses surrounding us around the sea. Just goes to show you always have to be prepared. Thankfully, it calmed down enough for us to pick up our mooring buoy in Fowey. And for dinner that night we had the mackerel that we caught earlier on in the day, and it was delicious. In Fowey, during the time we were there, they had their regatta, which meant on our first night there we were treated to this beautiful fireworks display out the back of the boat. We probably had one of the best seats to the show and we didn't even know it was going to happen, so we were extremely happy about this. It was a really rainy start to the day, so we got some jobs done on the boat, but as soon as the rain cleared we went off in the rib to explore the beautiful town of Fowey. Absolutely beautiful. We love all these little Cornish towns with their quaint villages and places to explore. There's something new around every corner to see. We were lucky enough to have front row seats to the start line of the sailing races for the boats taking part in the regatta. We did get bumped a couple of times, but I guess that's the price you pay for front row seats, really, isn't it? So it's another early morning departure aboard Impulsive this morning as we drop the mooring buoy and head out of Fowey. This beautiful place looks even more stunning with the morning sun beaming off of the houses. Bye bye beautiful Fowey, and hello beautiful calm open seas. We had a lovely trip round and headed up to Plymouth and up to Mayflower Marina. It was the first time in nearly 2 weeks that we've been tied up in a marina, so we took full advantage of having endless water and endless electricity, which meant we could finally get back on all the washing and have nice long showers aboard the boat. It was lovely. It was so lovely to bring Impulsive back to where she was built. So she was built in Plymouth nearly 30 years ago, and as we went into our mooring at Mayflower Marina, there are these stunning brand new princess boats to the right of us. I wonder one day if we'll be able to get one of those. Keep working, Mr. K. The staff at Mayflower Marina were so helpful. There was a very kind man who was there on our berth ready to help us moor up. Those little touches that actually make a really big difference. So thank you very much to Mayflower Marina. We had a rainy first day in Plymouth, so just got some jobs done. But the next day we got a taxi into Plymouth and we went to the Royal Maritime Aquarium. Now, we've been to quite a few aquariums, as you can imagine, hopping up and down the coast, but there was something really special about this one. It was massive, and the variety of sea life that you could see was fantastic. We had a great time. We actually went round twice because we had so much fun the first time. Definitely worth a visit for anyone in the area. We thought it was absolutely brilliant. Instead of getting a taxi back, we decided to walk the 2 miles back to the Marina. We saw some beautiful sights along the way, so it was worth the walk. After a very chaotic morning of trying to go and provision food after our booked Tesco slot the night before never bothered to show up, we finally left Plymouth. And it's a bit cloudy and overcast today, but the sea state should be good, so let's wait and see. We had a very quick trip from the entrance at Plymouth round to the River Yealm today. Now it's somewhere we'd heard about and we thought we really wanted to visit, and we were definitely not left disappointed. This river that sits in a valley with cliffs either side is just absolutely stunning. We headed up the river past the moored boats, and they have a visitor pontoon that you can moor on. So we pulled up alongside and tied up ready for more adventures. we pulled down the rib and went off for an explore up the river. It was absolutely beautiful. Cliff sides, houses nestled into the cliffs, clear waters. It was beautiful. That evening we went for a walk and went out for dinner, which was lovely. We would have loved to have seen more of this beautiful place and make more of our time there, but the weather was just awful, and so despite a little bit of clear weather and we managed to have some fun on the paddleboards, the weather closed in again and the rain hit. So we decided to travel while the weather was nasty, and so we headed round to Salcombe. It was quite a lumpy trip. It wasn't rough by any means, but there was definitely a swell running through, and we travelled inside because it was rainy and miserable outside. We headed up into Salcombe and up the river, and we moored on the visitor pontoons. We had a slight break in the rain as we moored up, but on the whole it rained on and off all day. We did get the rib down and we went for an explore in Salcombe, had a wander around, and we had heard many mixed reviews about Salcombe. Some people say they love it, some people aren't so sure. We're on the not so sure camp. I'm not so sure it is somewhere we would head back to. But everyone has their opinion and everyone likes different things, so each to their own. Well, it would have been rude not to visit the gin distillery while we were here, so we brought ourselves a bottle of Salcombe gin. It was really nice. We were impressed. So after our soggy couple of days in Salcombe, we decided to head off out to sea and round to Dartmouth. Now, the weather had been a bit iffy, so we weren't expecting calm seas, but there was quite a long swell running today. So we did speed up and made the crossing a bit quicker. It definitely was a choppier trip than some of our beautiful calm trips we've been blessed with, but it was okay. It wasn't scary or anything, it just was choppy. It was all over the place. It was on the verge of me not wanting Luke to go to the toilet because I did not want to helm, but when nature calls and needs must. But it was a very be quick as you can moment, that's for sure. We were happy when we got a bit closer inshore and the sea calmed down and changed to a swell rather than choppy, which was quite pleasant. We headed up and into Dartmouth. Now, we've been to Dartmouth a couple of times now, and each time it just wows us more and more. It is such a stunning place. We love going there. They had their regatta while we were there in Dartmouth, which meant that they had lots of stalls and things like that, and a fair. Now, our crazy 8-year-old is on this ride as I film this video. I cannot even describe how much my heart was in my mouth. But we met up with some friends and their eldest was more than happy to accompany him on there because there was no way Luke and I were going on it, and he loved it. He is crazy. So the next day, finally the beautiful weather is back, so we took the Rib for a ride up to Dittisham and had a beautiful walk around the village. Proper cobbled streets, hills, all nestled into the side of the hill. It was absolutely stunning. And we got a cheeky hot chocolate in the cafe before heading back down to the boat and back into Dartmouth. As I mentioned before, we met up with some friends while we were in Dartmouth. They were there at the same time. It was lovely to see them all. After a lovely couple of days in Dartmouth, it was time to carry on our journey, and so we headed on out and round to Weymouth. Always a tough one leaving the beautiful River Dart, but we'll be back soon, I have no doubt. This is what we like to see. Blue skies, sunshine and calm seas. Perfect. We got to see dolphins again. They just make every trip that little bit more special when you get to see them. And the excitement that races through the boat through all three of us when we see them is so much fun. Off we head round Portland Bill. What surprises will we encounter this time? We've been so lucky so far each time we've passed Portland Bill, but you never know. You hear so many stories, we're bound to come a cropper at some point. But this time the only thing that we encountered was the incredible tidal surge that heads round the front there. Never quite comes out on camera, but I think after seeing the calm seas that we've just been in, you can kind of see how much it's chopped up. There is a lot of flow against us here, and we're very glad we've got a motorboat so that we can power through it. Something that astounds me every time we go through these tidal chops, you can see where it ends and the water just goes calm. It's an amazing part of nature that just astounds me. And there we go. Back to calm seas. Really is incredible. So we had a quick stop off in Weymouth. We had a beautiful evening walk along the beach and went on a couple of the fair rides, and then early the next morning we headed off to continue our travel back. Our original plan was to head to Poole, but plans often change, don't they? So as we headed closer to Poole, we decided actually we didn't want to stop cruising for the day because it was too beautiful out here. So instead we carried on. We hovered for a bit round by the Needles and did a bit of fishing and caught another mackerel, which is absolutely fantastic. Not many fish we've caught this holiday despite trying constantly, so we were really pleased about this. And then we thought, why head back into the Solent here? It's nice out here. Why not head round to the south side of the Isle of Wight, which is a trip that we have wanted to do since we moved the boat to the Solent, but you never quite get the right weather. So we decided to grab the opportunity and off we went. So we'd heard tales about the tidal flow around the south side of the Isle of Wight, and we were definitely able to experience this on our journey round. At points we had a 5-knot tide running against us, which you can see, it looks like flat patches on the camera, but actually it is where the tide is swirling around under the water. We could feel it pulling the boat, and at points if we tried to slow down we actually ended up going backwards instead of forwards. So we definitely were glad we had the use of powerful engines to get through it. But it was an absolutely beautiful journey, and well, it all adds to the adventure, doesn't it? So instead of a night in Poole that we expected to have, we ended up back up Portsmouth Harbour and into Gosport, which we've been a few times and it's beautiful. It's right near our home berth. We made use of the extra day to go and see the Mary Rose exhibit over at the Historic Dockyards. We have passes for over there, and every time we go we absolutely love it. There's always so much to do, so much to see, and we still haven't explored every exhibit that they have over there. So after a lovely day we headed back up to Port Solent, back up to our home berth. After a month away it felt a bit strange to be back, but we were ready to head home, and we had a little surprise for Jack. We dumped the bags at home, headed off in the car and welcomed this little bunny named Oreo into our family. Now he'd wanted another rabbit for a very long time and it was a massive surprise to him. So welcome to this crazy family, Oreo. So that was it, our big summer adventure. 4 weeks away on the boat. We've managed to do incredible things and seen sights we never thought we'd be able to see. So thank you to everyone that's followed our journey, and we'll see you again on the next adventure. But where will that be, I wonder? Don't worry, next year's is in the plans already. Take care, see you soon. Bye!